Hey everyone, I've got a story to share that's been weighing heavy on my mind. I'm a 32-year-old guy and my fiancée is 30. So here's what went down. Back in July, I found out that my fiancée was having an affair. It hit me like a ton of bricks. She was going on dates and even meeting up with this other person overseas. I was struggling to deal with the truth, but things came to a head in September. It all started when my fiancé stumbled upon my old Reddit profile, which had everything about our relationship laid bare. Even after she found out I knew about her affair, she kept on lying, saying it was over when it wasn't. Then, one day, while using my computer, I noticed her Gmail account was open. A name popped up on her phone, and I decided to search it. What I found shook me to my core. There were Airbnb receipts, emails, and even a folder of photos of them together, kissing, as recent as last weekend. It was like a punch in the gut seeing those visuals. I couldn't pretend anymore. The next night I couldn't keep it to myself any longer, so I sat down with my family and laid it all out. It was tough, but it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. My parents were understanding, considering they had a long history with my fiancé. After telling my family, I texted my fiancé to gather her things and move out to live with her mum. She didn't take it well, to say the least. When she came to grab more of her stuff, she got angry and started throwing blame around, saying hurtful things. It was hard not to react, but I kept my cool as best I could. Now she's texting me, saying she misses me and wants to work things out. But here's the kicker. She still won't admit to seeing this other person. It's like she's living in denial. But seeing those photos and emails, it's like something inside me shifted. I can't get sad anymore. It's like my brain won't let me. It's a strange feeling, but I think it's helping me move forward. I know I made the right decision in asking her to leave. It's been tough, but I'm starting to feel like myself again. I don't know what the future holds, but for now, I'm focusing on healing and moving on from this chapter in my life. I told her I wasn't being rude, just short. Then, I spoke my mind calmly. I told her I hoped she found whatever was missing in me to make her happy. I reminded her of all the support I gave her, how I provided for her, and was always there emotionally. After that, I left to get a haircut. When I got back, she was in bed crying as she finished packing. She brought up a few things. She asked if cutting off contact with the other person would improve our chances of getting back together. She even offered to share her phone and social media passwords. She admitted she still saw the other person because she didn't want to face the pain alone. She said cheating made her realize how much I did for her and what she didn't do in our relationship. She didn't want to be with the other person. She wanted to be with someone who stood by her through everything. She didn't tell me how tough things were for her after getting laid off because she didn't want to stress me out more. At first, I thought she was being manipulative. When she mentioned moving into her new apartment this weekend, it made me upset. I couldn't see myself going back to her after everything she put me through. Why couldn't she just be honest from the start? I was wondering if this was just her trying to win me back quickly. I have a therapy appointment this week, but I wanted to hear some thoughts here first. One commenter, Steph's wife, said she messed up big time. She wanted to have her fun and still have me to rely on. When confronted about the affair, she kept going. Now that her backup plan is gone, it's finally hitting her. She's realizing the extent of the damage she caused. Too bad she didn't shed any tears when I was falling apart because of her actions. She got mad when I finally told my family. She doesn't deserve to have her infidelity brushed aside. She needs to be accountable for hurting so many people. Without that accountability, there's no chance of us getting back together. Based on what I've shared, it doesn't seem like she's genuinely sorry, except maybe this last time. Because things are ending for her, her safety net has told her to go away. It's too late now for her to cut off contact with the other person. She claims she doesn't want to be with the other person, but that's hard to believe, considering she wanted to be with them throughout the affair. Her not telling you about being in a tough spot and not wanting to stress you out is a way to shift some blame onto you instead of taking responsibility. Don't let her do that. Her anger towards you and disrespect are not okay. You shared her secrets publicly, and in return she tried to hurt you with hurtful words. Is that really someone you want to be with? People on public forums like this have been through similar situations and can see through the shady things partners do during affairs. It's good to get advice from those who understand. Pay attention to her actions, not just her words. Words are meaningless without action behind them. Stay strong. Update: now she's playing guilt games. She's been calling me late at night, sometimes crying, saying she'll do anything to get back together. She texts me late at night, asking if I miss her. It's all about her, never about how I'm feeling. I have to keep contact open because of the dog. On Christmas Eve, she sent me a picture of us from our first Christmas together, trying to remind me of the good times. It upset me, and I asked her not to send me any more pictures. She doesn't realize how much it hurts me. She still lies about seeing the other person even after I found out. Is this just her playing with my guilt? It feels like emotional abuse. The holidays were tough, but whenever I felt down, I reminded myself of the evidence I found. I miss her, but those feelings fade when I remember what she did. 3 months of therapy helped. My therapist thinks I made the right choice. I even set up an online dating profile. It feels good to talk to other girls, but I'm not sure if I'm fully ready yet. I've been thinking about stepping out of my comfort zone. It's not directly related, but I'd like some thoughts on whether I should still go for it. Hope everyone managed okay during the holidays. Update: I feel like I should be upset with myself. D-Day was in September, and I had her move out in November after finding solid evidence. I've maintained no contact with my ex, but tonight I got 2 missed calls from her. Even though I saw them, I said no out loud. But a few minutes later, I ended up calling her back. I don't know why I did it. She started by saying how much she missed me and took me for granted. Then she shifted the conversation to my mistakes. One was not setting boundaries with my parents, which I can understand. We even went to couples counseling together to work on it, and eventually I made the effort. At the time, she said our relationship with my parents improved. The second mistake she pointed out was not opening up more about sex. We had issues with frequency, and though she agreed, when I suggested solutions, she didn't follow through consistently. She said if she hadn't had the affair, she'd happily still be with me. She admitted that her self-worth was tied to external things, and losing her job made her feel worthless. Only now, after losing everything, does she realize how much I meant to her. Why did she call? Is it just manipulation to ease her guilt or to feel she still has control over me? That's how I feel, and I'm annoyed I fell for it. I think I answered because I genuinely care about her well-being, both physically and mentally. I'm understanding and empathetic. She's not a bad person, just someone who made a series of really bad choices. Before she called, I was searching for why I felt sorry for her, knowing she feels terrible about what she did. So far, I've been doing okay. Sure, I think about the good times sometimes and have a good cry, but mostly I feel indifferent about it all. I guess this is just part of my healing journey. I've been talking to a girl through mutual friends, and we're supposed to meet soon. I'm excited about it. I'm just angry at myself right now. It's been a couple of months since I last posted. To anyone struggling, hang in there. It really does get better. Trust the advice you get here. I've been thinking about how much the relationship breaking down leads to cheating. I don't blame myself for the cheating, but I can see how some issues in the relationship might have played a part. It's okay sometimes to recognize the problems in the relationship and understand why the other person acted the way they did. My therapist, who I only see once a month now, told me something when we first met. They said even if I did everything right in my relationship, we still might have had problems. My ex made the decision to look elsewhere, not because I was lacking, but because of something within herself. I'm kind of torn about this now, like 50-50. At the time, my ex said it was because she felt wanted, which led to her actions. Sometimes I wonder if I had made her feel more desired. Maybe things would have turned out differently. Over time, she realized it wasn't just about losing her job or dealing with the demons from that. I go back and forth on this during my rough moments. Last update, I felt like sharing because a lot of you have helped me in the last 6 months. For those who don't know, my ex-fiancée, who's 31, and I were together for 9 years. She had an emotional and physical affair starting in late spring 2022, which lasted beyond D-Day in September 2022 and through our breakup in November 2022. It all began when she lost her job, spiraled, and sought validation from someone she met. At a career event, she trickled truth and blamed me until I told her to move out. I've been no contact for 3 months, ignoring her regretful texts, until she called and texted me multiple times yesterday. She said she just lost her new job, almost exactly a year after losing her last job and starting her affair. She called to get the rest of her stuff from the garage, stuff she wants to sell. She told me she's been working at a restaurant to make ends meet. Maybe I deserve this. None of this is your worry. She cried on the phone, and I told her when she can pick up her stuff. I'm not sure if she's still with the other person. The last I heard, they were together in February. Certainly. Here's a more detailed version, elaborating on the original text and offering additional insights and perspectives. It's been quite a journey lately, one filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. As I reflect on the past few months, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions swirling inside me. The story of my relationship, its demise, and the aftermath is like a roller coaster ride through the depths of human emotion. Let's rewind a bit. It all started with a shocking revelation in July. My world was turned upside down when I discovered that my fiancé had been having an affair. The betrayal cut deep, slicing through the fabric of trust and shattering the foundation of our relationship. It was a devastating blow, one that I struggled to come to terms with in the following weeks. The truth unfolded gradually, like a slow-burning fuse leading to an inevitable explosion. I stumbled upon clues, hints of infidelity scattered like breadcrumbs throughout our shared life. Dates, messages, photos, the evidence piled up, painting a damning picture of deceit and betrayal. September marked a turning point. D-Day, they call it, the day everything came crashing down. Confronted with irrefutable proof of her infidelity, my fiancé could no longer hide behind lies and excuses. The truth came tumbling out, raw and unfiltered, leaving a trail of heartache and devastation in its wake. In the aftermath of D-Day, I found myself grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. Anger, sadness, disbelief, each one vying for dominance in the tumultuous landscape of my mind. But amidst the chaos, there was a glimmer of clarity, a newfound resolve to reclaim my sense of self and rebuild my shattered life. Taking a stand, I made the difficult decision to ask my fiancé to leave. It wasn't easy. Confronting the person I once trusted with my deepest secrets and darkest fears. But I knew that I couldn't continue living in a state of denial, clinging to the remnants of a relationship that had long since soured. With a heavy heart, I bid farewell to the woman I thought I knew, the woman who had promised to stand by my side through thick and thin. In her place stood a stranger, a shadow of the person I once loved, consumed by lies and deception. In the weeks that followed, I embarked on a journey of self-discovery and healing. Therapy became my lifeline, a safe harbour in the stormy sea of emotions. Through tears and laughter, I unravelled the tangled knots of my heart, confronting the pain and trauma head on. It wasn't easy. There were moments when I felt like giving up, succumbing to the overwhelming weight of despair. But with each passing day, I found strength in the knowledge that I was not alone, that countless others had walked this path before me, emerging stronger and wiser on the other side. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I began to reclaim my sense of agency and autonomy. No longer defined by the actions of another, I charted my own course, guided by the compass of my innermost desires and aspirations. Work became my refuge, a sanctuary where I could immerse myself in tasks and projects, losing myself in the rhythm of productivity. The gym became my playground, a space where I could channel my frustrations into physical exertion, pushing my body to its limits and beyond. And then there was dating, a tentative step into the unknown, a leap of faith into the murky waters of romance and connection. It was a bittersweet experience, navigating the treacherous terrain of modern courtship with its pitfalls and perils. But amidst the uncertainty, there were moments of genuine connection, fleeting glimpses of possibility and potential. Each encounter, whether fleeting or enduring, served as a reminder that love was not a finite resource, but an infinite wellspring of possibility, waiting to be tapped. Yet, for all the progress I've made, there are still moments of doubt and uncertainty, lingering shadows that threaten to obscure the light of hope and renewal. Triggers, they call them, the sudden jolts of memory that transport us back to darker days, reminding us of what once was and what might have been. Holidays are particularly challenging, a stark reminder of the traditions and rituals we once shared, the laughter, the joy, the sense of togetherness. But even in the midst of sorrow, there is resilience, a quiet strength that emerges from the depths of despair, forging a path forward, one step at a time. In closing, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all those who have stood by me, offering words of encouragement and support in my darkest hours. Your kindness and compassion have been a beacon of light in the darkest of nights, guiding me through the storm with unwavering grace and resilience. As I continue on this journey of healing and self-discovery, I know that the road ahead will be fraught with challenges and obstacles. But I also know that I am not alone, that I have an army of allies and advocates standing beside me, ready to lend a helping hand and a listening ear whenever I need it most. So here's to the future, to new beginnings, new adventures, and new horizons waiting to be explored. May we walk this path together, hand in hand, with courage, resilience, and unwavering hope. For in the end, it is not the destination that defines us, but the journey itself, the winding road that leads us ever onward toward the promise of a brighter tomorrow.